So hot. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Let's do this. If you ever feel like you've totally fucked up your life, then this video is for you. So this is a story of Jon Bernthal and how he went from almost going to prison for killing a man to now starring opposite Ben Affleck in The Accountant 2. So back in 2009, Jon had been busting his ass, as he described it on the Joe Rogan podcast, for about 10 years. He said he was just hitting brick wall after brick wall. He was still engaging in some bad habits like getting into street fights and over drinking, and just kind of what I sensed from what he said, though I could be wrong, just almost like having given up hope. So on that night in 2009, Jon was walking with his beloved dogs, one of them being Boss here. He's so cute. When a drunk guy started to harass them, he started pulling at his dogs. He wouldn't let them go, was kind of roughing them up, trying to get them worked up. And Jon told the guy to leave them alone and tried to walk away. This drunk guy, apparently just looking for trouble, decided to follow Jon and pushed him from behind in his back. And the drunk guy's friends started to surround Jon. Jon, being familiar with like the street life and street violence, turned around and punched the guy. The guy fell on the concrete, cracked his head, and was knocked out. Jon was then attacked by the guy's friends, and the police were called. So even though our man here, he was innocent for the most part. You know, he was the one being antagonized. He did throw the first punch, but you also don't put your hands on other people's dogs. He was subsequently arrested. As he was sitting there in the police station, handcuffed to a bench, an officer walked by and told him that if the man that he punched and knocked unconscious did not wake up, that Jon could be looking at life in prison. So, like anyone that would receive news like this, Jon kind of had his come to Jesus moment. I won't say it was Jesus. He didn't specify who he was praying to, so I'm not going to make any assumptions. But Jon, at that point, realized how serious this situation was and was looking at his life basically being done and going down the drain and a life in prison. So he said he started to pray. He said on the Joe Rogan podcast that he told whatever higher being he saw as being in charge that he said, I would dedicate my life to my lady, because at the time he wasn't being the best boyfriend. He said, I'll dedicate my life to work. I'll dedicate my life to service. And he said, I'll basically just dedicate my life to being a better person. A few minutes after he prayed, the officer walked by and told him that the guy that he had knocked unconscious had woken up. And it was that night on July 3rd, 2009, that Jon credits with completely changing his life. He got his second chance and he was not going to waste it. He ended up marrying his girlfriend. He became a father. He got more dogs, it looks like. And he left the chaos behind. And shortly after, he landed his breakout role as Shane on The Walking Dead. And now we've had the honor and pleasure of seeing Jon's incredible talent in many productions since then, such as The Wolf of Wall Street, Wind River, The Punisher, and one of my absolute favorite movies, Origin. And it all could have ended that night for Jon Bernthal. He's so handsome. Before any of his incredible achievements even happened. But it didn't. He got his second chance and he didn't waste it. I'm Tori, and this is your reminder that when you think you have screwed everything up and you've squandered all of your opportunities and there's no turning back, that it's not really over until it's over. It's not the end, but it might actually be the beginning of something really wonderful.